My uncle, in fact, is a pilot. And since we couldn't afford, the ability to sit in a regular seat because I couldn't buy a ticket, my uncle let me sit in the flight attendant seat. So there I was at the age of 16 with $200 that my parents gave me in a suitcase on my way to America. Alone. So I went from, working, cleaning toilets, power washing streets, knocking doors, sleeping in my car, homeless, working at restaurants, washing dishes.
What was your first job in the US?
My first job in the US was pressure washing basketball courts. Wow. That was my first job in America, bro. And then cleaning toilets was my second job.
Cleaning toilets?
Yeah.
You've cleaned toilets?
Clean toilets. And there, it was called code brown or code black when a toilet got clogged. So I started from the trenches, and it was about 2015. I got introduced, long story short, to Bitcoin. Got introduced to crypto.
But you started dropshipping before that?
No. In fact, my first exposure to anything that came with money-making opportunities was, in fact, the markets. And then, of course, you have a $25,000 threshold in order for you to day trade, right? Because America has this bullshit rule that you can only trade like 3 times every couple days if you have a balance less than 25K, because they don't want people getting liquidated. So it's like, my first goal is, how can I make 25K, right? To be in a situation where I can, in fact, day trade. And I don't have to put a trade and swing it and wait for it. So I was like, I need to make more money.
Right.
So I started waiting tables, doing 2-3 jobs at a time, sleeping in my car, saving money. Because in the US, in many restaurants, you get paid your tips that same day. So what I would do is I would take the cash, right? I would go to Wells Fargo, the ATM, in my car. I would deposit the money. It's so vivid in my mind. I would deposit the money. It would be instantly reflected, the balance in my bank account.
Yeah.
And we would spend half of the budget buying crypto, right, on Bitstamp. And then the other half, it would be our advertising budget for Facebook ads for that day. We started drop shipping probably about 6 to 7 months after I got exposed to the markets. We did extremely well 2019, 2020, made a couple $1 million, and then rolled over my entire net worth, every single penny of my net worth into crypto in 2020. In the crash of March, I remember we were playing Call of Duty. I rented a villa in Miami while everybody was freaking the out about COVID. I was just chilling, making my money, making my moves. And I realized that this was my event to get rich. This was my moment. So I set all my buy orders on Bittrex and on Kraken. And I was buying order blocks of Ethereum, $10,000 every order block at like $90 a piece. Yeah. And then we were buying Cardano at half a penny. Wow. And my biggest play, of course, was, which is what I'm most famous for, is PancakeSwap.
Your top 10 holder in PancakeSwap.
I was a top 10 holder. I owned 1% of the not of the circulating supply, the whole supply of PancakeSwap, even though they continue adding tokens now. But I owned 1% of the supply, sub 50 cents or sub $25 million market cap, something ridiculous. And I rode that up to $2.6 billion market cap. So much so that I tattooed it on my neck. The goal is, what people don't understand is that the goal in business is to make money, but then you got to multiply the money.
Yeah.
And it's easier to multiply it through investments and through high risk, high yield opportunities, because when you're young, like we are, you can take risks.
Yeah.
You can do things that most people aren't willing to do. You can
be aggressive. You don't have a family to feed.
Exactly. And that's what I did. I was aggressive. But just like I made, $5 to $7 million in a day in crypto, which is where I made most of my money, I've also lost a ton of money, right? Because I realized that if you want to play big, right, and you want to make a lot of money, you have to be able to bet big as well. Yeah. And that's what people don't talk about. You see it on the news, you see it on Yahoo or CNBC, you see a fund lose $100 million or $200 million, and you don't actually think about how much money that actually is. Yeah. But that's a bet. That's a bet. So I came to realize I'm no longer in the business of doing bets for drop shipping. I'm no longer betting on $50 ad sets and shit of that nature. I'm here doing 10 million plus deals. That's the game that I'm in at this point. Because since you're expending the same amount of time and energy, might as well secure a bigger bag. 100%. My biggest niche was home products. Why? Because I understood that I needed a few things in order to succeed in drop shipping. One is I needed an evergreen market. I needed to sell a product that wasn't a one-off. I couldn't have one-time customers. I needed repeat customers with long and high lifetime value retention. I needed my customers to be worth more than $14 and spending a ton of money and paying Zuck to give me these customers, because I understood how complicated it was going to be, because the model was very simple, therefore it could be replicated.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, let's make our money with dropshipping. It's really good, but also we need to be adapting on everything that's back end, our SMS flows, our email marketing, our ability to build a funnel of products based on.
Where'd you learn all this stuff from?
Bro, it's all on the internet and it's logic. If you're thinking about a customer journey, right? Let's say you enter into my business. A lot of this has to do with logic. People are like, oh, where did you learn this shit? Where did you read this? Sometimes you just have to sit down and analyze. Sometimes you just have to sit down and think. Most people don't think. Your goal is to not have to worry about money. Whatever way you achieve that, whether your parents give you the money, whether you make your own money like we did, whether you fundraise, whatever it is, right? You need to be able to not worry about money so that you can focus on building, not hustling, dude. Hustling is cool when you're a brokey.
Yeah.
But when you have money, dude, the hustle mentality is going to keep you behind. People tell me, Luke, how much money do you make in a day? I don't calculate money by day. I calculate money by hour. For example, if you want to make $1 million a year, right, which is you should be your base goal, because nowadays your real $1 million is 3 million, based off of inflation, based off of the bullshit, based off of the amount of money that's being printed. Potentially. So you're in a situation where now you have a little bit of money, you got to be operating differently, dude. People need to be focused on elevating themselves, and the way that you do it is when money is no longer your main focus. Your focus is building. Now, dropshipping, e-commerce, social media marketing, whatever it may be, gives you the avenue and the ability to learn and make the mistakes in an easy way, where you don't have an organization, where you don't have venture capital, where you don't have investors that you have to keep happy. You learn the mistakes while still making money. That's the beauty of the 21st century. That's the beauty of 2023, is that you can actually still make money. Whereas back in the day, it was a little bit more difficult. The barrier to entry was higher. But on the other side, the barrier to entry today also means that there's more competition.
100%.
So how do you beat them?
How do you beat them?
You're not a hustler. You're a business owner. That's the difference. A lot of these kids, they don't know shit about business, dude. They know how to make money. They know how to market. But business is a multidisciplinary skill. Business is a multidisciplinary skill. How to build teams, how to become a leader, how to incentivize your people, logistics, warehouse, customer service, product development, COGS, finance, taxes. Dude, the list goes on in forever. And I've done it, right? I've taught people about payment processing. I've taught people about products. I've taught people about anthropology of consumerism, how people think. I've taught people these things that are evergreen kind of ecosystems and concepts, because this idea of like, well, what Facebook ad are you using right now? How many ad sets are you running? What's your ad spend for your testing? These are all tactics. The question is, why do those things work?
What's the method? Like, what's the mindset?
The strategy. The strategy, dude. And once you have the strategy down, you just have to replicate it in other niches. That's it. There's a guy that lived in Puerto Rico. He already left. I'll call him Jay. And Jay was able to arbitrage a relationship between South Korean mask manufacturers and one of the biggest hospitals in New York City. And what did he do? He just connected the head of the hospital in New York City and connected the head of the Korean factory, and he just cashed in a check. And what were they shipping? 5 containers of masks every single day. He received $20,000 commission per container per day. He was making $100,000 net profit a day.
Doing nothing.
For over a year and a half by connecting people. I'm in the business of deals. I'm in the business of how much can I receive, energy can I receive with the least amount of energy output? Because I understand that a genius...
Your energy is capped.
A genius isn't a person that does everything. A genius is a person that does the right things, the necessary things, conserving energy, playing the game right. Why? Because if you understand that everything's energy, because everything is energy, whether it's money, whether it's relationships, everything transmutes to energy. Your goal is to conserve your energy as much as possible. So once I realized that my boy was out here making $100K a day connecting people, I was like, dude, I'm no longer in the business of this fast money. I'm in the business of, dude, give me a $10 million deal every 5 months. Let me build the deal. I already have money. I can be patient.
And then you made your first $1 million a day on e-commerce. And how did that feel? Like, did you? And
Nothing.
What did you do to celebrate it?
Nothing. I celebrated with 2 pizzas and a pool party with my family, just hanging out.
Yeah.
Back in the day, chilling. G. I'm in the mission right. Money does not make me, bro. Money does not make me. And I say this as a guy that has a lot of money, so it sounds hypocritical for a person that doesn't have money. Like, this guy.
Can I ask you how much money you have? Like, what's your net worth?
I'm not gonna tell you.
Yeah.
No chance.
Around.
No chance. That's one of those things where I will never disclose how much I'm worth. It's impossible.
Fair enough.
Impossible. Impossible.
I tried to check online. There's not even a number.
You're not
Most
gonna
people, I
find anything.
some
Dude.
type of number that I can shoot at them. But
Yeah,
there's no
you're
number.
not gonna find anything, and the reason you're not gonna find anything is because I've learned a lot about how Asians move with regards to money. Money is, this is how Asians think about it, especially in the Chinese culture. That's why they're very secretive about money. Is money's energy.
Yeah.
And the moment you begin to expose that energy, right, people start to understand how powerful or how weak you truly are. So numbers, we'll keep them private. Let's just leave actions to speak for themselves.
Nice. Yeah.